Are we live? Yes, we are live. Hi, guys. Welcome back to everyone and Ashmita to the channel. It's been a
Yes.
while, and this has been a long time coming. We were in regular touch, but the timing and the schedule didn't allow us to do this live session. But yeah, and now she was available, and I thought, what better than Malayalam cinema, catching up on Malayalam cinema with
Yes.
Ashmita on the channel. So welcome back, and how have you been?
And
How's the channel going on?
I've been I've been busy. With the personal
Of
front,
course.
maybe I've been quite busy.
Yeah.
In the channel, not so much, but I'm getting back in the groove. I think I'm very happy with like November. I posted good amount of content on
Mm.
both my channels, and I hope to keep the streak up now in December as well as upcoming year, like 2025. Hopefully, I'll be able to like post regularly because yeah, once you get take like a huge break, then फिर वो
Mm.
flow टूट जाता है.
Mm.
But yes, otherwise all good. It's been good. Channel is thankfully going okay, even with the long breaks.
Yeah, I think why the channel, yours or mine or anybody's channel goes okay is directly proportional to the kind of cinema people, make,
Yeah,
and the kind of films we watch and appreciate, and of course our audience. So
true.
these all things are interrelated. So as long as good cinema continues to be served to us, and the audience,
Yeah,
this cycle will continue to grow. So I thought, like it's been a long, long time since you were on the channel last time, so we should catch up on what's been happening in Malayalam cinema, and that's
yes,
like our favorite topic of discussion, and also probably our
always.
biggest subscriber base across both our channels. So I just thought, it makes sense to just brush up on the whole year, how it has fared for
Yeah,
Malayalam cinema with so many interesting films, amazing films, some exceeding the expectations, some not. But all in all, it's been yet another good year, and uh, how it always has been since roughly the pandemic, since we. At least I got
got into it.
into
Yeah.
Malayalam cinema, and since we started collaborating. So I saw your channel recently. You did review um, Kishkindha, Kandam, and ARM.
Yeah.
So let me start there itself, and let me ask you why Malayalam cinema has been making such brilliant films, and why is Kishkindha Kandam the best one?
The first why is something that I cannot answer. I think it's
Nobody
always
can
been
answer.
that way. Yeah, I feel it's always been that way, and we have just only encountered it now
Yeah.
because this industry, every industry goes through their high and low phases. But from what I've understood, like the writing and the meat of the actual film has always been the content. The content has been the hero
Yeah.
throughout in different eras as well in Malayalam cinema. Maybe there was a period where there was a slump,
Mm.
but since we have gotten into it in like after 2020, this has been something that I have always noticed this pattern that they have always given the first priority to how the film is, how the story is.
Yeah.
I think that is why the industry stands where it is right now. And the second why Kishkinda Kandam is the best film, I think it's all those factors that we keep reiterating whenever we have a discussion is great writing, great screenplay, really good performances. And for me, I think out of all the industries that I have watched movies of, when it comes to thrillers,
Mm.
be it a very high action packed thriller or a psychological thriller or a thriller drama, which Kishkinda Kandam is, I think thriller is a genre which Malayalam cinema has just nailed it for me.
Mm.
So, and I am personally very much interested in watching thrillers from across industries, be it Hollywood, documentaries, this and that. So, if the topic is thriller, it really, really gets my attention because I really love deep diving into how the psyche
Mm.
works and all of those things, like from a human psychological perspective. So Kishkinda Kandam, I think for me, it's the best of one of the, if not the best, definitely one of the best of 2024 films, not just from this industry, but from all the films that I've watched, is just because of that reason, is how good the screenplay of the film is. That is my primary reason of why I feel this is the best film.
Yeah, I think when I did the breakdown with Nona and Farhad, I remember discussing that this is a genre which which is not very well executed in other industries,
Yeah.
psychological thriller, especially in India. So in that sense, like it was such a breath of fresh air when you and I watched it in theaters, and it was
Wow.
completely
Lucky.
packed, uh, and just the whole uh, ambience that it creates, especially in a theater,
Yeah.
because the world building is such in this film that you have to feel you are in there, you are uh, with those characters in that family, in that loop basically, which keeps on going on even after the climax is revealed. That maybe in the future that loop is still going on. uh,
Yeah. They kind of hint also in that, okay, it started again.
yeah, the
Yeah.
grandfather still doesn't know, and that's his life basically.
Yeah.
So there is a sadness to that end, but that's also what really underlines good cinema for me, that it doesn't really have to be a happy ending all the time, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes something like this is so stimulating, uh, that you have to appreciate and bow your hat to it.
Absolutely.
And even performances wise also, I absolutely love the whole cast. And uh,
True.
I think more than Asif Ali, I enjoyed his father's character performance. Like
Yeah, Vijay
I'm
Raghavan.
forgetting his Vijay Raghavan. So
Yeah.
he was so convincing in that role that you kind of felt for him. You felt
Yeah.
the helplessness he was feeling, and it just all came together so well. And I mean, I just hope that nobody picks it up in Bollywood and try to recreate
But
it
they
as
totally might. They totally might, I think.
they might.
But
I mean,
yeah.
I
You
mean,
never know. Yeah, I mean, it's you don't we don't have control over it. So I think they totally
we
might.
don't.
Yeah. So if it gets made well, then I would definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, like
But when you watch a film like this, the mystery is gone, right? I would just watch the film that time if it gets remade, just for how, you know, just to see the filmmaking aspect of it, like how they're
yeah,
building the world and all, because you know the story already, you know what's coming.
like Drishyam is an example, right?
Yeah,
So the thing is, like people who had seen it in Malayalam and then people who saw in Hindi, they were not that disappointed. So
yeah,
that is like one of those rare cases where and Jitu
true.
Joseph was himself involved, so that's another reason. So I just hope that the makers of this film would be involved in some aspect, if at all this gets remade in Bollywood or any
Right.
other.
Right.
Uh,
But you asked two questions to me. Now, the first question I would like to ask you as well. Like, why do you think? Because we are talking about this industry, how it performed in 2024. So, why do you think they have always like aced in terms of
uh,
being so superior in giving films to us? Variety of
I
films.
So I have a very simple answer. After 3 years of doing this
Hmm.
regularly on YouTube and watching so much of Malayalam cinema and other industries, films as well. So when I compare notes and when I try to analyze this, I have come to a conclusion that it's fearlessness. Like they are not afraid of experimentation. They are not afraid of new original ideas, and they are not afraid of failure. What really kind of creates the whole difference is that I've seen this in Bollywood, and you must have as well, that here the fear of failure is so much, to
Yeah.
lose money and to lose the audience and to not be able to make that 100 crore 200 crore
Hmm.
mark on the first weekend, that everybody just wants to go safe. And there's a formula which people want to follow,
Yeah.
that kind of ensures them that at least they can make even or make this amount of money. It's not the case there. And higher the risk, higher the reward. You saw a film
Yeah,
like Manjumal Boys, which is, which made over 250, 300 crore worldwide, right?
yeah,
And it was made on a very small budget of 8 crore, 10 crore, something like that. So it's not like, uh, you can't always achieve those results with original new ideas.
yeah.
So if you have to take something from Malayalam cinema, don't remake their films. At least, take this is the leaf out of their book that you should take, that you should not be afraid of trying out something new and telling a new story every time.
Right.
Otherwise, it's been happening for so long, that so for example, last year Animal worked, right? It was still something new on offer.
Yeah,
And now I
correct.
saw Bagi 4 poster came out, and it was again very formulaic, like, it was so much inspired from Animal.
It absolutely, absolutely, I agree
Yeah.
completely.
So once that whole look of, that butcher thing and the blood shed works
Yeah,
in one film, people want to try that formula and
right,
stick to that. So
right.
I think that's the biggest reason that I have analyzed so far, that they are not afraid of, failing, because it's not like they have 100% success rate. We have seen
Of
films
course,
failing as well,
of course, of
uh,
course.
but at least, they try with all the honesty, and the intent is right. The intent is to make good cinema, make good films. so
Correct.
so yeah. uh, People who are watching, 19 people are watching. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, comment, leave a
Yes.
comment, leave a like, or
Vishnu
even a
is here, I can see. He's like the big bro,
who.
keeping Vishnu. So Vishnu is like, I
Okay.
last time when I streamed with Nona, so I was telling that Vishnu is like this teacher on our heads. So this has released, that has released. So he always keeps us
He already
updated.
has three updates for you. You missed
So
Rifle Club.
Rifle Club, as we are doing this streaming on my channel, probably Rifle Club. No, Rifle Club. I will post after the stream because it's already uploaded on my channel. So after the stream gets over, I will post that reaction. But I've posted a song reaction right now, Mar
Hmm.
Papa from Marco. So go check that out after the stream, not now.
So hello to Vishnu, hello to Akshay, who says Eda Vishnu. So they are talking among themselves. Uh,
Yes.
Naveen says Asif Ali, such an underrated actor in Malayalam industry, deserves pan India reach. And then Aura says, "What is the idea of pan India?" that's a
I think
that's a
yeah, seeing Naveen's comment, I feel that this term is now overused. This pan India thing, you have to appease to everyone,
yeah,
but you don't have to, and that is what this industry is doing correct. They're not trying to appease to anybody. It's like,
exactly.
this is the film, this is the story, this is how the characters are.
Yeah.
Like, if you like it, you vibe with it, great. If you don't, we're gonna try something else. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
Plus, I've also never seen somebody market their film like pan India film in
yeah,
Malayalam industry. Maybe to some extent, people were thinking about Adu Jeevitham as one such film which might appeal to, but that was
hmm,
more even on a worldwide level, because it was also produced
right,
by some foreign producers, and it was also, I think, in the race for Oscars at one point. So that's different, because the kind of cinema it is
yeah,
in that film. But otherwise, like, what you see in Telugu cinema or Kannada cinema after RRR and KGF, and maybe even Tamil cinema. I think in Vikram there was this whole debate whether it's another pan India film. I've
hmm,
never seen that coming from Kerala, marketing their film in that sense. So I think that's
yeah,
yet another reason why they continue to, because they don't focus on these petty things, right? They just
correct.
want to make good stuff.
Correct. And I think 2024, as we're talking about the whole year, I mean, some really great films that have come out of this industry. Couple of which that I think you have also not watched. Couple of films that I've also not watched, which
Mm,
I will definitely catch up before the year ends, because I don't want to be unfair in my own list. And I feel that this time I need to make two lists. One is the overall top 10 list, and I think one list has to be top 10 Malayalam films, because there is a lot. I feel
Vishnu,
that.
Vishnu is on queue.
Yes.
He's asking actually. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, any language we can say which you guys have seen, like, but you didn't review it, or I didn't hear any buzz. Uh, yeah, maybe quite a few films, I think. Uh, like a Tamil film right now, Kottukali, I have watched it. I have not reviewed it. Labbar Pandu, I have watched it. I have not reviewed it. So
I
there,
have,
both
I
Tamil
saw
films.
All We Imagine Is Light. I saw. I
I have not
really
watched
wanted
it.
to review it. I asked you. You haven't seen it. Nona wasn't available. Plus, he said he has already said whatever needs to be said about that film on his channel.
Okay. Okay.
So that's one film. And again, on cue, Shelley has talked about that film. Plus, she's very generous with $25. Thanks so much, Shelley,
Nice.
as always. She says, "All We Imagine as Light" won the New York Critics Award. It has been nominated for a few awards. There is a very good chance that it will be up for Golden Globe. Is it getting good press in India? If no, why? You wanna go ahead with
It's
that
not,
first?
it's not really, and I don't understand why. Uh, because see, I for me, I know who are talking about those films because I see those pages. I keep updated in that circle. So if I look at from that view, I'm like, these people who should be talking about this film, they're talking about it. But I think in a generic mass level, or I mean, it's not a mass film. Obviously, it won't appeal to everybody. But I'm saying generally in the mainstream, also people are not talking about it. I have not seen it. People like pages like Filmfare, you know, because they have a huge following, or say Pink Villa for that matter. They should be talking about films like these, but they are too busy doing PR for Bollywood actors. So what can we do?
Yeah, I think it's also the fact that like the pages you talked about. So
Yeah,
that kind of PR is not free, first of all. So
yeah, true.
those big Bollywood budgeted films have a separate budget for that kind of a PR. I don't think a
Yeah,
film like All We Imagine Is Light would have even thought about keeping a budget like that for
yeah,
PR. I mean, they must have had something in mind, but
correct.
not to this extent. And I just thought that once it won these awards, and I think it got a standing ovation at Cannes as well. I
Yeah,
just thought that the press will now at least pick it up themselves, because it's a huge deal to win the second. I think it won
yeah,
the second
yeah,
prize at Cannes,
exactly.
and it was also in the race for Oscar. I think I heard the most absurd thing coming from the censor board who sends films. So when they sent Lapata Ladies for
Hmm.
Oscar entry from India, they were asked why was All We Imagine Is Light wasn't sent, and they said that we didn't get an Indian feel from it, we got a European film feel from this. I
I
mean,
don't know what to say.
I
Like
would rather take that as a
there's
compliment.
no logical explanation for this,
I would
honestly.
I would take that as a compliment, that if the look and feel of the film is European,
Yeah,
that means they've made a really international film, and
correct.
it's shot in Mumbai and parts of Maharashtra, so that kind of does make it rooted to India, and it's completely in Malayalam and Marathi and
Yeah,
Hindi a little bit. There's no much English as well. So I don't know, what on what basis they were. Maybe just they were too inclined towards Lapata Ladies because
yeah,
of the
yeah.
PR it got, and because of the names it has got
Yes,
involved. But
yes.
I think All We Imagine would have had a fair, would have been a fair shout as well at that
Correct.
level. And I don't think that that is the only parameter anyway to judge this film,
True, true.
because as Shelley also said, it has been nominated for a few awards. It's already won New York Critics Award. So
Yeah,
in the longer run, people see. I don't see any way Lapata Ladies making it to the final race. So people will forget which movie was sent from 2024
yeah,
from India, but people will remember All We Imagine got a standing ovation at Cannes. All We
yeah.
Imagine won all these awards,
Correct.
and little bit of audience which is interested in this film is actually making an effort to go and watch it in theaters. I've been
True.
following the director of this film on Twitter. She's so hell bent on uh, getting the aspect ratio right of this film in theaters, because this is not shot in the usual aspect ratio. It's
Okay.
that square one, the 1:1.
Okay, okay, okay. All
So
right.
she has been tweeting so much about this that please go and ask the cinema owners and the managers there to be if they're showing it the full screen way, that's not the right way because it gets stretched and the picture quality is bad.
Oh,
So
wow.
so people who find good films or who are a sucker for good stuff like this, they will eventually find All We Imagine. They will go and watch it.
True.
uh, I recommend you as well, if you get time, if it's still playing in Delhi.
I
I don't
I
know if
would
it's
have
still
watched
playing.
it. I would have watched it. Now, no, now it's not playing. I would have watched it, but that phase I was not watching anything, and but I'm now waiting. The moment it drops, I'm gonna watch it. So yeah,
I would.
I just hope. So see, the media will only pick it up if something wins the Oscar. Now, the documentary Elephant Whisperers, when it won, nobody first knew about the film.
Yeah,
But once it won the Oscar, everybody's like, "Oh, suddenly everybody loves the documentary." Huh? A mainstream media is
yeah.
talking about a documentary. So it's like that only. Unfortunately, it's after the win everything gets hyped up, but not before.
And I've heard that it still hasn't got any OTT deal logged as well. So
Mm,
uh, that's also another drawback of not having big names associated to your project.
yeah,
Uh, and then I'm just trying to see the comments. Pfeiffer is here. Hi there. Uh, yeah. So coming back to the question he had asked. So All We Imagine is one film that I have seen and I would like to review in detail. So
mm,
maybe once it's on OTT, then we get to talk about it with you.
yeah,
Uh, Going back to now our topic of discussion. So we talked about Kishkindha. So we'll just quickly juggle through now the stuff we really liked this year.
yeah.
Um, because there has been so much going on since the beginning of the year. So the year started with one of your favorites,
Malai
the
Kottai,
uh,
Valiban.
so that was
Yeah, that LJP
Mohanlal.
film, Mohanlal. And it started off well. Then we got so many great films like Feb. So I think the first
Jan,
quarter of
yeah,
the year was just
I think
amazing.
Jan
Banjumal
alone,
Boy,
Jan
yeah,
alone at Premalu.
uh,
Uh,
Jan to March, we had like Mallaikotte,
yeah,
Premalu, I think Manjumal also came that
Avesham,
time, Avesham, and it was, I was like, what is going on? Like, what are they doing?
The Goat
Then
Life also came
in
during that
April,
time.
after that, April, May Goat Life came in, and just, I mean, it was so many films that have loved these couple of films that I mentioned. Then Goat Life came in. Then I saw I Attam to I saw in Prime when it had released in
Yeah,
OTT. I never got the chance to watch it
same.
there. Then you had this. I loved Varshan Galika Shesham also. I know a lot of people don't like that film.
I
Like
I I
opinion is
found it a
divided,
little too cheesy. It
but
was a
it's
little too
okay.
mellow
I
for
mean,
me.
I like I like cheesy films. Then Tovino's film Anveshippan Kantadam, that was a good film. In fact, I enjoyed Osler also. I enjoyed watching
Okay.
Osler also. It was like commercial kind of film, but I enjoyed it.
Speaking of
Uh,
commercial films, I liked the uh, I always forget its name. The Basil Joseph and Prithvi film.
Guru Vayur.
Guruvai or something. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Uh, so that was one film which so what I usually do when I go for any movie, I usually go without having seen the trailer
Huh,
uh, or
okay.
or even reading any reviews because I want to be surprised. And I just knew that it has these two actors and it's a comedy film because when you
Mm-hmm.
book on Book My Show, it shows the genre and all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I didn't expect such a laugh ride,
Okay.
and it was that kind of that vintage Priyadarshan days. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of comedy which we have been missing in Bollywood for so long. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like going back to those days and revisiting that memory. So I think
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed that film. And I think Avesham was probably something which at least in the first half of this year, it was the
Talk of the
best
town.
film. Yeah, Talk of the
Hmm.
Town, and also probably the top Malayalam film of the year until we got to the second half. Maybe.
Yeah. Probably, yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So
Also, then so many other films now. Second half of the year now that because I missed out watching ARM Kishkinda in the theaters recently. Then I think I went back with Bougainvillea, which was a good enough
hmm.
film. I enjoyed it. Sukshma Darshini also. Me and Nona recently had a spoiler discussion. That was I also enjoyed that as well. But so like all it's a good mix of great films and good film also. Like enjoyable films which are okay, not that nuanced
So
maybe,
we have
but yeah.
Sujaya has made our job easier. So
Yeah, Brahma Yugam, of course.
Brahma
Varshan
Yugam
Galika.
was. So out of
So,
all these films, I think the sleeper hit or the film that was like a underdog. I think out of all these, for me at least, on a personal level, I was kind of surprised by. I think he has not mentioned it here, but Atom was one such film,
very good movie.
which because that's
Atom, again, to answer Vishnu's question, I have watched it but not reviewed it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's one movie which I still think that it's kind of went under the radar this year
Hmm.
because of so many big name films, big budgeted films were there. That is kind of one film which I feel that people still don't know much about. Maybe we should. I
Talk
have
about it,
reviewed it.
right? Huh.
I
You
have
have
reviewed it
reviewed
on my
it.
channel.
I
You
have not
haven't.
reviewed it. So we can do that one on my channel, not next week.
Yes.
Next to next week. Because next
Yeah,
week
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not available. So next to next week we can do that. And I would love to do it personally because I have not made a review out of it. So yeah.
Have you seen
Vada I
this?
have not watched. So the films that I've not watched, Gaganachari I did not watch. It did not release here, but it's on Prime right now. So I will make it a point to watch it. Vada I have not watched. Talavan I have not watched. Level Cross I have not
Paradise. Did
watched.
you watch Paradise?
I watched Paradise. I watched Paradise. Oh yes,
Okay.
again another movie that I watched but did not
Hmm.
review. I
I
watched
got
that.
the screener link for that, but I couldn't catch up yet.
Okay.
Uh, so, guys, why don't you also tell us, which has been your most favorite films? At least, if you could tell your top three, because
Yeah,
it's
that
such
would be
a
great.
difficult pick. I remember we did
Seriously.
a show in the middle of the year, and at that time we
Yes.
were struggling to make a top five. And I remember that one of the top five films that I had in the list at that time was Ulodukku, because
Uduruku, yes.
I absolutely love those kind of
It's a,
films, those
it's
slow
a
burners,
brilliant
and
movie. It was a brilliant movie. Very well
yeah,
acted.
very well acted, and also it the pace is slow, but the screenplay is so engaging. Yet,
Yes.
I think it is one of those films which maybe end of the year people might not remember as much. Something like an Atom, because again that's a very uh, uh, it's a dark horse of Malayalam cinema maybe in
Yeah.
2024. But I would like to know what people thought about Ulodukku, because it's one of those films which Malayalam cinema just gives away like this. Okay, here is another.
Lelo. Lelo. Yes.
Yes,
That's
and
true.
so
Family. Vishnu is saying Family is a good film. Okay.
was there a film called Falimi also this year?
I think this is the one he's talking about. I think. I've heard about
Are you
this
sure?
film. I think so. I think so.
Because
Did you
there's a
watch
film.
Level? Have you watched Level Cross?
No, not yet.
Okay. I've also not watched. So yeah, these are the couple of films. Gaganachari, Level Cross, Talavan, this Family I've not watched. So yeah. Even
Because
I think there was one more movie that I wanted to watch, but I couldn't. I'm forgetting the name now, but yeah, I think there's one more that I have not watched.
and not to forget, this
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
this also happened in between. So, but luckily, Niven Pauly got cleared of all the
Yes,
accusations he had.
allegations. Allegations.
So that's a relief, because
Yeah.
he also had a movie called something
Malayali from
Indian,
India.
Malayali from India.
Malayali from India. Yeah, I
Yes,
had high hopes from that movie. Unfortunately, it became a khichdi. But
yes.
he was, but it's okay. He was great in Varshan Galakashesham. I loved him in that film.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
his
I mean,
cameo was amazing.
it takes guts to play your own parody kind of a,
Yeah.
to satire on your own career kind of role. And
Okay.
so he's saying no, that's Falmy, but his
Family.
family, this wasn't
Family.
commercial success.
Okay. A lot of
Uh,
people talking about Level Cross in the
yeah,
comments. And now we need to catch up, huh? Catch up on Level Cross.
is it which OTT is it on? I don't
I'm
actually know.
checking. Let me check.
And
Level
who stars in it?
Level Cross. Oh, it has Asif Ali, Amla Paul Asif Ali. This is, I think, it says Prime, so probably
Okay.
it's
So Gaganachari and Level Cross is what people really are talking about.
Yeah, Atom to dekh liya. Great, great. So Asif Ali actually had a very good year. If you see, because I've heard good things about Thalavan also.
Okay.
I've not watched it, but I've heard good things about it.
Mhm.
So great, great, great for him. Very happy for him then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's time that he got his due, and you know,
True, true.
even Fahad also after Avesham, did he do another Malayalam film? Because in an interview he did say that there was
Yeah,
another release.
Bougainvillea. Bougainvillea is he's.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, not
he
really a
has
Fahad
a
film.
guest role.
He was absolutely wasted for me in that
Uh,
movie. Like I don't even know why he
I
said yes to that film.
I recently watched Vettayan, Tamil film. Have you watched it? Rajnikant,
I have
Amitabh, and Fahad. I
yeah.
really liked Fahad in that. He was so funny. I think, oh my god, he needs to do more comedy. He's so good at it, yeah. I need to see him in another like full fledged comedy. Him and Basil Joseph doing some comedy.
Oh man, that will be
That'll be
epic to
so
watch.
good. Oh wow, I love it. Him and Basil in one comedy film.
What about what did you feel honestly about ARM? I know you didn't watch it in theaters. It was more
Yeah,
of a theatrical watch because of
yeah.
how it's made. But were, did you enjoy the effort that they have put in? A very honest effort into trying something new.
Effort is there. That is something that I appreciate. But overall, I think I liked how they did not overcomplicate the storyline. They kept it very simple. It's three generation, and I liked how it was like divided. Okay, one is like a legend, divine kind of that era. Then Manian comes in, he's the thief,
Mm.
and then Ajayan comes in, who wants to clear his name, who wants to prove that he belongs to the society. So I
Mm.
think very simple themes, nice themes integrated together. I feel that not an easy job to do, to carry three timelines like this and connect it all together. Uh, Initially, I thought it would be a very complicated story. The way it looked and felt, I felt that, oh, this will be like some another complicated kind of storyline, but it was very simple. So I think if my satisfaction is here, it hit a little less than that, but not much. So overall, I enjoyed watching it, but I feel that I would have loved this film if I had watched it in the theaters. I would have really loved it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
Jaya is on cue. It was a theatrical watch. Aura says for me, Fahad was wasted in Pushpa 2.
Yeah,
Do
a
you agree
little
to
bit,
that?
a little bit. I did not like his ending arc. I was like, a lot of people saying he's not dead. Spoilers. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
okay.
but I am saying that his. I mean, it was so flimsy. Yeah, like
I
how do
think
you?
that's a little too early to give a spoiler like that.
Yes, I'm sorry. It just slipped, guys. I'm sorry.
Shajan says, if not watched, try these Malayalam movies. Okay, that's a very different pronunciation for some of
Saudi
them.
Velaka we have watched, yeah.
Carbon, I think
Operation Java,
I've seen.
Saudi Velaka, I have reviewed. Then Operation Java also is reviewed on the channel. Then other films, no, I have not watched. Carbon, I think you have watched, right?
I've seen, yes. Purush Predam, I've heard of this.
Oh yes, Purush Pritam also I have not watched. The one with Darshana.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a
There
very
is
good film.
Falmy, again, talk of Falmy, a light-hearted comedy, and Family is a hardcore art movie. It's
Acha.
painstakingly slow, but you can enjoy if you are into it.
Okay.
Uh,
Interesting.
so Vishnu, as you said, he's always got a lot of information. Tijo Joe's Anthony next film is with Tomino, which is titled as Pali Chatambi, which is a period film. It's based on true political events happening in 60s or something.
Okay.
Amidst all this, I have kind of missed Dulkar in a good Malayalam film. I know Lucky
He was
Bhaskar
so good
is
in
a good
Lucky
movie.
Bhaskar. Have you watched
Yeah,
it?
I've yet to watch it. I've heard good things about it,
Yeah,
but
please watch it. Fun
that's
movie. Very good writing. He's very
yeah,
charming in that as usual.
that's the
You're
point,
right,
right? I mean, Sita Raman also did
Raman.
well in other language. Now
Yeah.
this is doing well. So I've kind of missed that Dulkar Malayalam film.
Charm. Yeah.
Yeah, like last year he did that King of Kotta, but it was very
That
disappointing.
did not work. He needs to,
Uh,
I feel I would love to see Dulkar in nice rom-com, you know, Malayalam rom-com movie. That'll be nice. He's so charming and he has that aura. So he's the lover
yeah,
boy.
like
He has
something
those looks.
like an Ustad Hotel, which worked really well.
Yeah.
So that was like those were the days. But I don't know. I mean, so Vishnu has, of course, got an update about TQ next in Malayalam, directed by director of RDX, and another is
Ah,
directed by Shobin Shahir.
nice. Vishnu is like this full information you want to know, but I get updated on Malayalam industry talks thanks to Vishnu
He's
only. Thank you so much, yeah.
Vishnupedia.
Yes,
Uh,
Wikipedia. I'm out of time now, guys. I will have to,
yes.
yes, because I have to travel. So I have an
So,
early
uh,
train.
moving forward, the only big release happening is Burrows this end of the
Yes.
year. So,
Starting
any
with starting
expectations
with
from that?
Mohanlal. For me, watching his movie, I think ending also with him. My expectations are fairly, I think, realistic. I'm not expecting something which is like
Mhm.
mind-blowingly out of the box that you expect from an LGB film. But what I'm expecting is a nice, feel-good
Oh, it's
children
also an
fantasy.
LJP film. I didn't know that.
No, it's not LJP. It's directed by Mohanlal only.
Okay.
So I want to see firstly how his direction is, like the vision that he has. Secondly, I'm expecting a nice, light-hearted children's film, like a family film. That's what I'm expecting something like Chronicles of Narnia. That's
What
what
is
my
this?
expectation is.
Marco is another big release this month. People are saying.
Oh yes, Marco.
Who is
Dishum
in it?
Dishum. So Unni Mukundan is there. It's a very if you watch the film, so Marco is a character which was from an older film which had Naveen and this guy Unni Mukundan.
Okay.
So Marco is the villain from that film. That film did not do really well, but his character did get a lot of appreciation. So now they have made a spin-off on his character. So the
Oh,
villain is the hero on this. So I think we get his
right.
origin story in a way. I don't know where the timelines fall because I've not seen Michael.
Okay.
So, but it's a very violent film. समझ लो मतलब it's like blood all over. So yeah.
Well, this comment has got me really, really excited that Lalita and Mamuka for movies shooting now. It's under production. Mahesh Narayanan, one of my favorite directors, he's
Yes.
directing it. So hopefully
Papa is
next
also
year.
there, right?
I
In
think so.
that.
Yes.
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 That's what I had heard. Oh, that'll be so good. Oh
I think that's.
man.
I think
I'm
this movie
standing first in line. We'll like
absolutely. I
first day
mean,
first show.
I think this might like break all the Malayalam records if the word of mouth is good next year.
And Lucifer 2 is also coming, na? So that is also there.
Yes, Shajin is right on point.
And
So
Mohanlal
yes,
and Shobana's
and
film is also coming. So Mohanlal has a lot of good projects lined up. I'm very
Empuran
excited. Empuran and one with Shobana. I forget the name, guys, for that movie. Mohanlal and Shobana. So
and Vishnu has the final
thank you.
message for you.
I'll
So
I'll
thank.
try to put stories on
Mhm.
my Instagram. I don't use Instagram enough, so now I'll start.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like or dislike whatever you want to.
Yes,
Uh,
give us engagement.
everything helps. It
Yes.
has the algorithm. If you are just joining, watch this on replay. If you're new here, subscribe. If you are from my channel and by any chance in some bizarro world you still don't know about Ashmita's channel, please go and subscribe to that.
Not that bizarre.
Uh,
It's not that bizarre.
so yeah, thank you again, Ashmita, for taking out time, and I'll see you very
Yes,
soon on
I
this
know
channel.
it was very less because I was short on time, but let's do the Artem thing, the spoiler discussion on that movie, a breakdown, because I think it deserves that screen time. So let's
Yeah,
do that on third
and
week of
hopefully
December.
once All We Imagine is out on
Yes.
OTT, whenever you get to watch it, because I consider it as another Malayalam film only.
Yeah, yeah, of
So
course.
that's something we should look for in the future. Thank you guys once again, and thank you, Ashmita,
Thank
and have a safe journey.
thank you. Bye bye.